Well, let me just ask you, I don't mean to interrupt you, but my time is going to tick down here quite quickly. I just want to get clear on this. Is it your position that restrictions on the flow of illegal migrants, just to be, well, let me just ask you this more fundamentally. Do you believe we have a crisis at the southern border?
Senator, I do not believe it is my position to opine on such policy questions. I think those policy questions are very important for
But you're a member
this
of a
body.
board of directors. You're a director at an organization that has taken many such positions. So it seems to me you have taken a position. Your organization certainly has. You represent them. You're a member of that board. You choose your time very carefully, as we established just a moment ago. They say that any restriction on the flow of illegal migrants, I want to be clear about this, illegal migrants is abhorrent. It is a betrayal of American values. It's cruel and inhumane. Is that your position?
Senator, I am not familiar with that specific statement. My
June the 5th,
affiliation,
2024. It's a press release from your organization.
my affiliation with the organization does not commit me to every position it takes
So this
on
is
law
not your
and policy.
position?
No, Senator.
You disagree with this?
Senator, I joined the organization to support its mission to provide counsel to individuals going through removal proceedings.
Okay, let me ask you about that since you bring that up. You have also advocated for providing counsel, in fact, taxpayer-funded counsel, to every asylum seeker at our border. Do you know how many credibility and fear determinations the Customs and Immigration Service performed just in 2023 at the southern border?
No, Senator, I am not aware of that number.
146,000. 146,000 in 2023 alone. So you are in favor of taxpayer funding for attorneys for at least 146,000 illegals. Is that right?
Senator, I was counsel on 2 matters that advocated for the right of counsel for a limited class of non-citizens.
This is your organization that you're a member of the board of directors of. On May 27th, 2022, your organization submitted this official comment to a DHS rule in which you specifically advocated for counsel to be provided at government expense to all asylum seekers. I mean, that's quite a position. So we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people are going to get illegal migrants are going to get government-funded attorneys under your proposal. Is that right? Is that your position?
Senator, any policy position that I have taken in my role as an advocate, I understand that I would be taking an oath to put that aside and to dedicate myself instead to the fair and impartial application of the law, and that is what I commit to you I would do in every case.
Do you still think that detaining people at the border is motivated by, I'm quoting now, motivated by financial incentives and political calculations rather than any legitimate or evidence-based purpose?
Senator, I'm not familiar with that statement.
Well, that's from another statement made by your organization in September 22nd, 2021. Let me just say it again. Detaining people at the border is motivated by financial incentives and political calculations rather than any legitimate or evidence-based purpose. That just seems crazy to me, to say that enforcing our laws and detaining folks who are here illegally, crossing illegally, is motivated solely by financial incentives and political calculations. Do you agree with that?
Senator, I joined the organization to support its mission to provide counsel.
Yeah, I've heard that answer, but do you agree with this? You're a member of the board of directors of this organization that frankly has taken crazy positions over and over. I'm just wondering if you agree with these positions. So this is just a yes or a no. Do you agree that detaining people at the border is motivated solely by financial incentives and political calculations?
Senator, I'm not familiar with that position.
But do you agree with it? It's from your organization that you sit on the board of directors of. Just do you agree with it, yes or no?
Senator, I'm not familiar with the context.
Do you agree with it? You're not going to answer my question, sounds like.
Senator,
You just say yes if you agree, that's fine, but say no if you don't. I mean, I'd like a yes or a no answer. It's a simple question. You're on the board of directors, they've issued this. Do you agree? Yes or no?
Senator, I joined the organization to support its mission.
Goodness. This is disappointing. I don't understand why won't you answer me? Are you afraid of the answer that won't be popular? I mean, why are you distancing yourself from it now? Aren't you still a member of this organization? You're still on the board, aren't you?
Yes, Senator, I still sit on the board.
Okay, well, so you don't agree with any of these positions? You won't say now whether you agree or not. Is it because they're so radical?
Senator, my personal position on any policy issue would play no role in the job that I would perform as a judge if I were to be confirmed.
You've also written a paper in which you say that you don't think police ought to enforce traffic laws because it may lead to inequity. Do you remember that paper from 2023?
Yes, Senator.
Why is that? You don't want police to enforce traffic laws? I mean, it just seems to me, I'm having trouble following your positions here. You don't want the immigration laws to be enforced. You apparently think that any detention of illegals at the border is motivated by political calculations and is illegitimate, and you don't want police to be enforcing traffic laws. But you want to be a judge. How's this going to work?
Senator, the piece that you are citing documented efforts by cities along with police departments, and in some cases actually led by police departments, to move enforcement of things like hanging an air freshener from a rear view mirror to, for example, ticket by mail or parking enforcement, which would in turn free up police resources to focus on more serious enforcement.
I'm almost done, Mr. Chairman. Not just that, though. I mean, I encourage people to read the paper. In fact, I've got it right here. It's 14 pages. Mr. Chairman, I'd ask consent to enter into the record the road to driving equality. Frankly, it is full of positions that I think are just nuts. I mean, saying that things like running traffic lights, stop signs, these things can't be enforced, that the police ought to get out of enforcement of traffic laws altogether. I mean, I don't understand it. It sounds like to me you don't want enforcement at the border, you don't want enforcement of our traffic laws, you don't want police enforcement in our cities. I just question whether that is a good set of perspectives to be a judge whose job will be to enforce the law. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.